Okay guys, let's just jump straight into it today. So if you're falling short on your goals, you know, at the moment, especially in your fitness and your health fitness goals, there's probably three main reasons that this is happening, and I want to break those down in this video today, and also hopefully give you a little fix that hopefully you can use to fix, you know, to get over these issues, and, you know, start actually moving faster towards your goals. But I just want to say before we start that you know you're not lazy. I know that it's not about lack of effort. It's not about lack of want and trying. It's just that you're being let down by certain elements in your life that are just making everything so much more difficult for you, and it's tripping you up. So anyway, let's just jump straight into it. So reason number one is that most people are relying too much on willpower. So let's just talk about that. So when people set a goal, especially in fitness, what they'll say is, okay, I'm going to train harder, I'm going to eat clean, I'm going to start getting up earlier, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to cut back on this, I'm going to do that, you know what I mean? The usual ones, right? Okay. But the problem is, when they set these goals, these outcome goals, they're just then relying on motivation to execute them. You know what I mean? So, and unfortunately, motivation just doesn't last, it fades. It comes and goes. So what happens is that all these goals that you set, these tasks that you want to do, they're becoming inconsistent because you're always relying on motivation to keep you on track. And motivation always lets you down. It's great for starting, but it's the worst for finishing. And that's why we go on these loops of stop and start and stop and start. So the key here is creating identity. It's building habits that become part of your identity. For example, you know, when you clean your teeth, you know, you don't wait for motivation to clean your teeth every day. You clean your teeth because that's who you are. That's what you do every day. That's part of who you are. All right. It's the same when it comes to the fitness goals. You've got to start to become the person, the man, the woman who trains. That's what I do. That's the sort of mantra you need to be having is, I'm a person who trains 3 days a week. I'm a person who eats a whole food diet because I really respect my body and the energy I need to you know, perform at my best. You have to start to embody what you're trying to do. So the goal of the fix here really is, don't focus on outcome-based goals. Just focus on really identity-based habits. Start the habit. Focus on the habit, and just start to build that into your life, and make it non-negotiable. You know, these are stuff that has to happen week in, week out, whatever goes on. So reason number two is your environment, and your environment is basically not set up. It's not set up in alignment with your goals. What do I mean by this? Okay, so for example, you know, we say we want to you know, get up early every morning so we can hit the gym, yet we've got the phone next to the bed, you know, meaning we're scrolling, you know, late at night when we shouldn't be. You know, we're trying to eat clean. You look in the cupboard, you look in the fridge, it's full of sugar. There's food everywhere that we know is bad for us, and yet here it is, it's in the house. You know, we wake up, we're trying to stick to a diet, wake up in the morning, there's nothing prepped, nothing ready to go. We've got no lunch set up. What do? We end up eating shit from a garage, or you know, we just end up getting what we can on the move because we've not set ourselves up for success. And this is the problem, you know, it's not due to lack of willpower, it's just due to friction that's causing issues. So the fix for this is to really run a friction audit in your life. Just look through everything and say, what's holding me back here? What's draining me? What's the obstacles? What's stopping me from you know where am I always tripping up all the time? And then once you've done this audit, just start eliminating one thing a week. So for example, you know, no phone, no bed, no, you know, phone in bed after 9 o'clock. Or, you know, make sure when you wake up in the morning, or your gym gear is ready to go. You know, or on a Sunday night, you've prepped at least 2 meals for the following day. Things like that. So just you know, start with that and just build it up over time. Number 3 is you are not tracking your behavior. And what's happening then is you just end up lying to yourself. You know, if the brutal truth is, if you're not tracking what you're doing, you're just going to end up overestimating everything that you do. You know, you'll say to yourself, oh yeah, I've been eating really well, but you just forget about all the snacks that you've had, you know. And I'm a big man, I'm on my own, like this is the one where I fall down the most. You know, you'll say, oh, I'm training really hard, but then you forget, oh, I skipped that workout, or I skipped that other one workout. You know, we're always overestimating what we're doing if we're not tracking what we're actually doing. And I know tracking's boring, I know it's a pain in the arse, but it is super important. An easy way to do it is you don't need all these apps and all this, you know, all these other sort of complicated stuff. It's just write daily down what you need to do to achieve every day. Workout, you know, cold shower, meditation, you know, eat 3 clean good meals, stuff like that, and just check them off. Just check it off. It doesn't have to be about perfectionism. It's just about being honest with yourself. Because when you're honest, then you can realise, then you can, you know, then you can sort of pivot. You can sort of like, okay, actually, look, you know, I'm not doing what I said I should do. I'm missing here in certain areas that I'm falling down, and you can start to sort of, you know, get your life, get it sorted out. But if you just sort of winging it and rolling around going, okay, yeah, and then I'm not getting anywhere, you know, I'm really struggling here. But, you know, you're not really tracking exactly what you're doing, then no wonder you're constantly overestimating. And this is a big problem for most people, because most people can't be bothered to track, because it's a pain in the ass. It's another thing to do, which it's just too much. So yeah, the fix for that: get this tracker thing, just a little list on it in a journal or something like that. Write them down every day and just tick them off as you do them. And then over the time, you'll realise that there's certain areas that you're probably missing more than others, and then you can work on figuring that out. Look, you don't need more goals. You just need a few negotiations with yourself and just better standards. You know, it's not about fitness really. It's about integrity. It's about integrity to yourself. Because, you know, you've said to yourself, I want to be strong, I want to be powerful, I want more energy, I just want to feel better about myself. And yet, if your body's not reflecting that at the moment, if your general health is not reflecting that, then you're bullshitting yourself, aren't you? You're lying to yourself. You know, you're not being true to yourself. So one question I've started to ask myself on a daily basis is, you know, what would the man that I want to become, what would he do today? And I put myself in that frame of mind every day. Okay guys, I hope that's helped today. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel, like and share. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts on this, please drop me a comment below. Always love to hear what you've got to say. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.